Hello, welcome to Como Shambhala. My name is Viv. Today we're going to practice a Hatha yoga sequence together. This sequence will build strength, flexibility, and integration through the whole body. So let's begin. So let's come and sit on the mat. We're going to begin with Tarasana, which is where you take your feet together, have a diamond shape with your legs, and then let's just bend the body forward. Take some smooth inhalations and exhalations through the body, trying to soften and release through the hip joints and through the spine, keeping your neck relaxed and eyes soft. Let's just take one more breath. Exhale. And then breathe in and sit tall. And breathe out. Let's release the legs and lie down on our backs. So in this position, we're going to take the legs up toward the ceiling. Press the palms into the floor and breathe in. Breathing out, slowly lower the left leg, almost to the floor. And then inhale, slowly lift the left leg up. Exhale, right leg, slowly lowering. And inhale, right leg, slowly coming back up. Again, left leg, exhale slowly down. As you're lowering, bring your navel toward your spine. Keep the navel down as you inhale, bring the left leg up. Exhale, right leg slowly down, navel to spine progressively. Keep the navel down, inhale, right leg slowly up. Let's do one more round. Exhale, left leg down, navel drawing down. Keep the movement smooth and even in timing. Inhale, left leg, slowly up. Right leg, exhale, slowly down, navel drawing back. And inhale, right leg, slowly up. Let's hug the knees into the chest. The next part, if you're menstruating, instead of doing what we're going to do, I suggest you just repeat what we did. But for those who are not menstruating, try sitting on your hands. I've got my hands palm down and just slightly apart, and I take my legs up to the ceiling. Again, breathing in. Now keep your legs together, breathing out, navel to spine, and lower your legs just a small way down, so about a third of the way down. Keeping the front of the lower abdomen to the back body, stretch into your feet, squeeze your legs together, and then inhale, bring your legs back up. Exhale, let's repeat, navel to spine, bring your legs about a third of the way down. Squeeze the legs gently together, reach into your feet. Keep drawing the navel to the spine. And inhale, bring the legs back up. Exhale, navel to spine. Now the legs, if possible, come halfway down. So if halfway is too hard for you, just repeat a third of the way down, or any distance down that you can sustain. Keep squeezing the legs together, pull the navel to the spine, breathe in and bring your legs back up. Breathe out, repeat, navel to spine, if possible, halfway down with the legs. Reach into your feet, squeeze the legs together. Keep drawing the lower abdomen to the back body and breathe in, bring your legs back up. Breathe out, navel to spine. Let's see if we can bring the legs as close to the floor as possible. Of course, that may be halfway down for you, which is fine. Reach into your feet still. Keep drawing navel to spine. Squeeze the legs together. Inhale, legs back up. There's just one more now. Exhale, navel to spine. Just lower your legs as close to the floor as you can go. And squeeze the legs a little together. Keep pulling the navel to the spine. Stay there for one more breath. Exhale, and then breathe in, bring your legs back up. And let's breathe out, hug the knees into the chest. And just release through the legs and the spine. Then let's roll to the side and help yourself up. And come into a seated position, feet in front, and take your hands behind you, fingers pointing forward. Let's press the chest up toward the ceiling. Keeping the chest up, let's try lifting the feet up. Now, if you're menstruating today or have any issues with your abdomen, this might be as far as you want to go. Otherwise, you can try the next stage, taking hold behind your knees, and you can use that hold to lift your chest up. We're working into Navasana boat pose. So feel free to stay here, or we can challenge one more level and try straightening one leg, and then maybe bending. See if you can straighten the other leg, and then bend. And maybe you can release your arms forward. Keep the chest still elevated. Good. Let's cross the right leg in front of the left for cross-legged swastikasana position. If this is difficult for you and your knees are lifted, you feel like you're falling backward, sit on a height, a block or a blanket or even a folded towel is just fine. Sitting up makes this pose very much more accessible. So do use that if you need it. Then take your hands in front and breathe in, lift up your chest. By lifting the chest, we're actually changing the pelvic position, and that's what's important. You want to feel that your pelvis tips forward. And then as you breathe out, just hinging forward to the best of your ability from the front of the hips. Every inhale, your hands can pull towards your legs and re-extend your chest forward. When you're exhaling, the very top of the thighs are rotating outwards, like my hands are gesturing, and you're also trying to hinge from the hips. Make sure your chest has got a forward movement rather than downward, and keep your head in line with your chest. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, and then breathe in and lift back up. Breathe out. Let's stretch out the legs for Dandasana, so feet together. Let's press the balls of the feet forward and just spread your toes. Pull the front of the thighs up. Press your fingers down and elevate the spine upward. So we're long through the vertical plane of the torso, long through the horizontal of the legs. Take your hands back. Let's repeat Navasana. Press up into your chest. Raise the feet. Feel free to stay here or progress to the next level. Hold behind the knees. Lift your chest. Feel free to stay here. You might be alternating, straightening one leg, straightening the other. And if you feel okay to release your hands, but the chest is still lifting. Those who can, we try to take both legs straight. Take one more breath. Exhale, let's cross the left leg in front. Swastikasana, cross-legged with the other side. So let's take the hands in front. Once again, breathe in and lift up your chest. Breathe out, begin to hinge forward from the front of the hips. Try not to be tempted to just lower the head end of the body. The action comes from the front of the pelvis as a hinge movement to deepen the opening through the hip joints. This pose is for the hip joint, right where the leg bone attaches to the pelvis, and you may feel it all the way down the side of the leg. Pull with your hands as you inhale and draw your chest forward. Exhaling, the top of the thighs are rotating outward and the front of the hips are trying to release a little more downward toward the legs. Keep your chest moving forward and your head in line with the upper torso. Let's take one more breath. Exhaling. And breathe in and sit the body up. Breathe out, repeat Dandasana, feet together. Spread the toes, press the balls of the feet forward. Let's pull the front of the thighs up. Press the fingertips down to elevate the chest and upper torso up. Then let's take Malasana, a squatting position. So bring your feet close to your hips and just elevate your hips and come into a squat. If when you squat, your heels are lifted, take the end of your mat, roll it up so it creates a height for you, and just rest your heels on the height because we want the feet to be grounded. So the easier option is to lift your chest with your palms together. And if you're pregnant, menstruating, or you're feeling unwell in the abdomen today, that's the better version for you to do. Otherwise, take your hands forward, and on an exhalation, let's descend the chest, release the head. Keeping the feet very grounded, let the hips release down, and as you breathe out, let the chest and the head relax. Let the neck release. Take one more breath. Exhale, and then lift your torso up. Bring your fingers near your feet and let's straighten the legs, turning the toes forward. So if you can't fully straighten your legs, bend your knees enough so your fingertips can touch the floor. Or if you have blocks, as I do here, you can grab one or more blocks and use blocks. So I'm going to show with the blocks so you know how to use them. Let's bend the knees, everyone, and pull toward the back of the mat as if you're paddling through water, and breathe in, pull your chest forward. Then breathe out, dive your chest down, release the head, and lastly, challenge the legs to straighten a little more by pressing the feet down and pulling the front thighs up. Let's repeat. Bend your knees, breathe in and pull your chest fully forward. Breathe out, dive your chest and head down. And lastly, straightening the legs as best you can, feet push down, front thighs pulling up. Once more, bend your knees. Inhale, pull the chest forward, allowing the pelvis to tip forward. Exhale, chest and head descend. The feet press down, the front and inner thighs pulling up toward the hip. Let's hold now for 2 more breaths. As you inhale, even though you stay bent down, imagine you're paddling your chest forward. On the exhale, just try to lengthen the chest toward the floor and lengthen the front thighs up to the hips. Do that once more. Inhaling, imagine the chest paddling forward. Exhale, chest and head descend, feet ground, and the front of the thighs pull up fully. Let's now inhale and pull your chest forward and up. Exhale, place your hands on your hips and press from your hips down your leg bones to your feet. Inhale, rise the body all the way up. And then exhale, we can step or jump the feet together. So let's walk to the front edge of the mat, feet together, and breathe in, lift the chest, the arms, bring your palms together, raise the head. Breathe out, Uttanasana. Let's bring the fingertips to the floor. If you can't reach, just bend your knees enough to ground the fingers. Chest and head down, front thighs pull up. Bend your knees, take your left leg, big step back. Left knee down, and breathe in, lift your chest. As you breathe out, make sure this front knee bends fully so that your hips descend and your left front thigh starts to lengthen and stretch. While doing that though, take your tailbone down. That's the key, to direct the opening into the left front thigh. So you can stay here or take your arms up, interlock the fingers, reach up through the arms, but neck soft, gaze straight ahead. Breathing in, chest and arms lift. Breathing out, bend the right knee another millimeter, take your tailbone down. One more breath. Exhale, hands come down, back knee lifts. Let's step the right leg back, downward facing dog. So ground your palm, the fingers and thumb a little spread, and straighten your elbows. Pull up through the upper arm bones, through your shoulders, up and back into your hips. Pull the front of the thighs up from kneecap to hip, and roll the front of the thighs in, directing the inner thighs to the wall behind and the ceiling above. Now lengthen from the back of the knees down through your calves toward your heels, reaching the heels downwards. Let's raise the head, look forward, and walk or step the feet forward to the front of the mat. Bend your knees slightly. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, fingers press down, chest and head release down, front thighs pull up. Bend the knees, the right leg takes a big step back. The right knee goes down, hands on the thigh, and breathe in and lift your chest. As you breathe out, make sure that front knee bends deeply so that your pelvis descends. And while you're sinking the hips, pay attention to the tailbone and take the tailbone down. You can stay with your hands on your thigh or raise the arms. We can interlock the fingers the other way and breathe in, lift up through the arms. Try and straighten your elbows. As you breathe out, bend the front knee another millimeter, sink your tailbone down, draw the navel back. One more breath. Exhale, take your hands down, lift your back knee, step your left leg back. Once again, downward facing dog. With the palms a little open, the palm's going to press down and almost push forward. So the grounding is on an angle. And as you ground your palms down and forward, reach your hips up and back. To assist the hips to lift up and back, use your legs, not just the arms. So pull the front of the thighs up, roll the thighs in, spiral your inner thighs back and up, and reach your heels down and back. Take one more breath. Exhale, and then raise your head, and let's bring the feet forward again to the front of the mat. Inhale, raise the head and the chest. Exhale, Uttanasana, fingers press down and forward. Chest descends, front thighs pull up. Lift your head and chest. Inhale, let's come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Palms together, lift the chest, look up. And then exhaling and release. Let's inhale, lift the chest, the arms and the head. Exhale, Uttanasana, bring your fingers to press down and forward. Chest releases, head releases, pull up through the thighs. Bend your knees, left leg again, big step back. Inhale, now pull your chest forward. Lift your back knee and reach back through the inner left heel. Now, as your fingers pull back, bend the right knee and move forward through the inner right knee. Tailbone and pelvis descending, left knee lifting. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's step directly to three-legged downward dog. Right leg goes all the way through. From this position, take little pulses of the right leg up in the air. So lift, lift, lift through that leg. making sure that all the toes of the right foot point down, so don't roll the hips sideways. Keep it in line. And 3 more lifts. And then we lower the right foot beside the left. Downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out, come forward to plank position, shoulders above your wrists, legs are straight and strong, scoop your navel up. Again, inhale, exhale, hover the knees just above the mat. Breathing in, hold that position. Breathing out, back to plank and release to downward dog. Take the feet half a step closer to your hands. Press your palms, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step or jump forward. Inhale, raise your chest, look forward. Exhale, press your hands down, chest and head down, thighs pull up. Bend your knees, right leg big step back. Let's inhale, pull with the fingers to the back of the mat. Draw your chest forward. As you exhale, bending the front knee, coming into the lunge. Now reach the right inner heel back and bend the left inner knee forward and extend those two parts away from each other. Keeping the back leg straight, descend the back of the hips. 1 more breath. Exhale, palms go down. Now straight through, step the left leg through for 3-legged downward dog. Solid work with the arms, and now pulsing that left leg up, 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 at the upper range, making sure all the toes point to the floor. Keeping the arms evenly taking your weight. Let's do 3 more pulses and then lower the left leg. Bring the feet half a step closer to your palms. Press the palms, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or jump your feet forward. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, dive the chest and head down, pull up through the front thighs. Lift your head and chest and inhale, stand all the way up. Take the arms up, lift the head. And then exhaling and release. We'll move into a few standing poses. So again, let's lift Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, arms up, head up. Exhale, Uttanasana, press with your hands, dive your chest and head down. Let's take the left leg back. Breathing in, chest forward, strong back leg, bent front leg. Exhale, spin your back heel down, and inhale, stand the body up. So we're going to prepare for Trikonasana, triangle pose. If you want to use blocks, you can position your blocks behind your feet. If you don't have blocks, you can use a stack of books or any height that gives you that advantage. Let's make sure the right foot is turned out 90 degrees. The left toes turn in just a few degrees so the pelvis can favor the target leg. Now pull up through your thighs, lift your chest and arms. Breathing in. Breathing out, right thigh turns outward. Draw the back of the right hip to the left heel. Reach your right arm out and down. The right hand can rest on the leg, on the block, or on the floor behind your leg, whichever is suitable. Now press the big toe side of the right foot down, pull the right thigh up consistently, and spin that thigh out. Ground now the back heel, and from the press of the back heel, project your front chest past the right leg. Keeping the right thigh turned out, turn the left thigh out as well, which will turn your navel up, your left chest up, and if you wish, look up. One more breath. Exhale, now look down. We're going to Ardha Chandrasana. If you're new at this, you can do it against the wall with the back body to the wall. Otherwise, here we go. You can take your block, move your right hand with or without the block to the right and slightly behind the leg, bringing your left toe closer. From here, inhale and lift the left leg up. Push back through the inner left heel and reach your front chest in the opposite direction. Press the big toe side of the right foot down and roll the left front hip up. Tailbone to the back heel. Right hand presses down, the left chest rises, and if your balance is good, looking up, inhaling, look down, bend your right knee, let the toe touch, and then step that left leg back, return your right hand, inhale, triangle pose, exhale, let's bend that front leg, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank position. Exhale, let's lower straight down to the floor. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your chest. Hover the hands off the mat. Palms down, tuck your toes. And exhale, press to a hands and knees position. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale, step or jump your feet forward. Breathe in and raise the head and the chest. Breathe out, Uttanasana, descend the torso down. Let's take the right leg back and breathe in, reach your chest forward. Breathe out, spin the back heel down, press into your feet, and inhale, stand the body up. Left foot is turned out 90 degrees. Right foot is turned in a few degrees so your pelvis can favor the left leg. Pull up through your thighs, lift your chest and arms, breathing in. As you breathe out, left thigh turns out. Draw the back of the hip to the right heel. Reach your left arm out and down. The hand can be on the leg, on the block, or directly to the floor behind the leg. Press the big toe side of your left foot down and pull up consistently through your left thigh, really drawing the back of the hip to the back heel. Press on your back heel and project your front chest past your left leg. Keeping the left thigh turned out, now turn the right thigh out, and that triggers the navel to rise up, right chest and right arm elevate up. If it's easy, look up. Breathing in. So beginners, take the wall for the next pose. Otherwise, we breathe out, look down, bend the left knee, take your block if you need it, to past that leg and a little behind it. Drag your back toe closer. And press your weight into the left limbs and inhale, up goes the right leg. As you exhale, grounding through the hands and feet and extending your right inner heel back and your chest forward. Press down on the big toe side of your left foot and roll the right front hip up, tailbone to the right heel. Press your left hand down, lift the right chest, right arm up, maybe looking up, inhaling, look down, bend your left knee, exhale, tap the toe, let's step back, full distance, Trikonasana, breathing in, breathing out, bend that front leg, take your hands down, step back, plank position and breathe in. Breathing out, lower to the floor. Inhale, chest and hands lift up. Palms down, tuck your toes, keep your knees down and exhale, lift your navel and press up to a hands and knees position. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhale, pull up through your front thighs. Exhale, reach your heels down and back. Then lift the heels, bend the knees, step or jump forward. Inhale, raise your chest, look forward. Exhale, dive your chest and head down, lift up through the front thighs. Inhale and stand, torso up, arms up, head up. And then exhaling and release. Then if you've got some blocks, bring your blocks beside your feet. So left leg steps back about 1 meter. Open your your foot 45 degrees. And then turning your pelvis forward. Press the feet down, pull the thighs up, breathe in, lift your chest. Now breathe out, tip forward from the front of the hip, reach your chest and place your hands on your blocks. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Now if you don't have blocks and your leg won't straighten, just keep it bent and work towards straightening the leg. So breathing in, you're reaching your chest forward. Breathing out, press down on the big toe side of your right foot, but pull the outer right hip back. Press on the left heel and draw the inner left thigh further back. Those two actions ground the pelvis back. Now pull your chest forward. If you wish, dive your chest down toward the right ankle. Then we'll transition to Parivrita Trikonasana. The easiest pose is with the left hand on the left block. But if you want to do the full pose, left hand on the right block or directly to the floor, right hand to hip. Paddling action with your left hand and breathe in, pull your chest forward. Breathe out, press down with your left hand, turn your chest, and optional to take the right arm up. Outer right hip back, inner left thigh back. Rotate as you exhale. One more breath. Exhale, look down, bring both hands to your blocks, stabilize your feet, hands to hips, and inhale. Let's raise the chest up. Exhale, let's step the left foot forward. Positioning your blocks. So step the right foot back 1 meter and open the foot 45 degrees, halfway. So the angle is important. You can take a look at my foot to check. Hands to hips, rotate your pelvis forward. Breathe and lift your chest. Pull up through your thighs, breathe out. Pelvis hinges so that you can tip forward, hands to your blocks. Paddling action with your hands and breathe in, pull your chest forward. As you breathe out, ground the big toe side of your left foot and draw the outer left hip further back. Press the right heel down and draw the inner right thigh further back. Both those actions anchor the pelvis to the back leg. The arms paddling or pulling draw the chest in front like traction. Breathing in. It's optional now to breathe out, bend your elbows and dive your chest toward your left ankle. One more breath. Exhale and breathe in, lift up through your chest. Let's twist now, breathing out the right hand on the right block, easy version. Right hand on the left block is the full pose. Paddling action with the right hand and inhale, draw your chest forward. Exhale, outer left hip back, inner right thigh back. And then press down with the right hand. Left chest, optional, left arm up. Take another breath here, reaching your pelvis back, your chest forward, exhaling, and then return your hands to the blocks, reach your chest forward, press your feet, hands to hips. Inhale and raise the body up, and then exhale and step your right foot forward. Inhale, lift your chest, your arms and your head. Exhale, let's bend forward. Fingers to the floor. or onto your blocks, chest and head down. Then lean your weight into your right leg and inhale, lift the left leg up. If you wish, stay here. This would be the easier option. Otherwise, if you're using blocks, try and drop them down, or if you can, take your hands to the floor. In this, Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana, take your left palm flat, your right palm behind your calf. Breathe and extend your chest forward. Now breathe out, pull your chest in toward the standing leg and take your left leg up. One more breath. Exhale, and let's return the left leg beside the right. Inhale, chest forward, right leg goes up. As you exhale, either stay or take your right palm flat, left palm behind the calf. Breathe in, chest forward. Breathe out, pull with your left hand. Bring your body to the standing leg and take the right leg toward the ceiling. One more breath. Exhale and bring your right foot beside your left. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hands to hips. Press down from pelvis to leg bones to feet. To inhale, stand all the way up. Now we're going to move toward the wall and take a downward facing dog position, and we're going to use the wall to progressively go into an inversion. So you would feel free to turn your mat sideways so the short edge is against the wall. Place your palms down and lift your knees up for downward facing dog. Your feet should be about 1 foot length away from the wall. Take the right leg up the wall, press the ball of the foot into the wall, even arm work, keeping your hips up and back. And then lower the right leg, lift the left leg up, pressing the ball of the left foot into the wall. Keep your hips back toward the wall, off your arms, and then lower the left leg and come down. Take a rest in child's pose. As you inhale and exhale, just relax the back body, relax the arms. Then let's raise up and slide your body back till your toes are against the wall. If, however, you're menstruating today, do the previous version that I showed, just one leg up the wall only. Otherwise, toes to the wall. Let's lift the hips up and take the hands to the floor directly down under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under, breathe and lift your knees up like a squashed down dog. And breathing out, head relaxed. Let's take one leg up, and if you can, follow directly with the second leg. Reach your feet up high. That's the easier way to do this. Pull the navel to the spine. A little harder, walk your feet down hip height. Let's just take one more breath. Exhale, walk on down and rest again in child's pose. Head relaxed, spine relaxed, arms relaxed. Just breathing in and breathing out. So feel free, you can repeat that handstand walking up the wall, or those who wish, you turn around, set your hands near the wall, and you can kick up to a handstand. Squeeze the legs together, lift up through the inner feet, or those who wish are walking up backwards as we did earlier. One more breath. Exhale, let's release. And let's turn around now and just feet out from the wall, lift your buttocks and rest the hips against the wall. Release the spine and hold your elbows. Just take 3 breaths here. Letting the hips rest into the wall, the feet resting to the floor, the spine releasing. If there's any discomfort for the back, instead support by putting your hands on your leg bones. And then let's smoothly come back up and come to sit on your mat. And we'll cradle the right leg. So take hold of the heel and the knee either in your hands or if you can reach on the insides of the elbows. Lift up your heel and swivel the foot toward your chest, the knee away from the chest. Elevate up through your chest and try pulling the leg and the chest closer together. If you're feeling this in the hip, that's exactly right. One more breath. Exhale and release. Other side, so we're cradling the foot and the knee, and you can do this whole sequence just with your hands or if you can reach with your elbows. Let's flex the ankle, lift the heel, and then swivel the foot towards your chest, the knee away. Lift up through your chest and squeeze the chest and the leg a little closer together. One more breath. Exhale and then release. Then we'll take the left leg into Virasana, kneeling position. The right leg either in front of the groin, or if you can place the foot into half lotus. If you're in half lotus, take your right shoulder, turn it out, and stretch the arm back. Turn the shoulder in and let that hand grab the big toe, thumb between your big and second toe. Left hand on your right knee. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, pull with your left hand and twist to the right side. Just take one more breath. Exhale and return to the front, and let's release that leg. To release the Virasana leg, grab your ankle, draw the knee up, stretch the leg out. Other side, right leg into a kneeling position. If this is not possible for your leg, you can actually do this pose with that leg straightened, so feel free to do that instead. And then bend your left leg, place the foot either into the groin, that's the easier option, or take your foot up onto the thigh. Left shoulder will spin out, reach the arm back. Turn the shoulder in, and then the left hand is going to grab that big toe, right hand on the left knee. Breathe in and lift your chest. Breathe out, pull with your right hand, rotate to look over your left shoulder. As you inhale, lifting, exhale, navel turns, chest turns, head and neck turn. One more breath. Exhale, and then release. Let's release the left leg. To release the right, grab your ankle, draw the knee up, and stretch that leg out. Now, if you have blocks, let's take them. You can certainly do this pose without blocks, but the blocks make it easier. So put your blocks beside your hips, and then take hold of the right heel and draw that knee back, levering the knee to go straight back behind you, the foot directly in front. You can then progress to the next stage, right shoulder inside your leg, and if you're menstruating, just stay here. If you're going to proceed, to let go of the right leg, you have to activate your knee flexors, the muscles on the back of the leg, to have the leg hold onto the arm. And then we're going to place our hands on the blocks. Now lean the chest forward, and on an inhale, lift your hips up. On an exhale, in order to lift the left leg, slide the left thigh bone up and back into the hip, and then lift the left leg up. One more breath. Exhale, and then release. Good. Let's try the other side. So we'll bend the left leg, hold the heel, and just be drawing the knee back. Make sure the knee is going straight behind you, the heel points straight ahead. Next stage, left shoulder inside the knee and hoist the leg up onto the arm. Feel free to stay here. Otherwise, to let go of the foot, squeeze the leg onto the arm so it hangs on. Take hold of your blocks beside your hips. Lean forward a little. On an inhalation, lift your hips by straightening your arms. As you exhale, the important thing to do is slide the right thigh bone up and back into the hip joint and then lift that leg. One more breath. Exhale and then release. Well done. Let's remove one block, and if you've got blocks, we're going to use this other block to do a Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. So we lie down first, press your feet down and lift your hips up, and we want to put the block in behind your pelvis. So like me, unless I lift my heels, I can't get the block in. So feel free to lift up your heels, and I'm resting my sacrum on the block. So when you hold the block with your hands, you want to feel your tailbone at the far edge of the block, and you want to feel that there's a couple of inches before you feel your waist. So don't have the block up to your waist, that will be uncomfortable. Let's now return the heels to the floor, interlock your fingers around the far edge of the block, and weave the shoulders together underneath you. Let's relax the chin into the throat, softening the back of the neck, softening the throat, and point your toes and your knees straight ahead. Now, anyone who doesn't have a block, you can, without the block, just lift your hips up to this position. And then you'd come down, you'd rest and repeat. But those with the block, we can also take a variation. Raise your right knee up towards your chest. Raise your left knee up towards your chest. If you feel unstable, hold the block. And then try straightening one or both legs eventually for half shoulder stand. You need to keep your chest puffed up and lifted, and your tailbone is hooking a little down into the block, so your back is arched. Really soften the face, the throat, the back of the neck. And then let's slowly place the feet back down and just take a breath in this position with the feet grounded. Once again, relax through the neck, relax the eyes. And then let's lift the hips up, remove the block, and lower the hips back down. Let's straighten the legs now for Shavasana. So stretching the legs out comfortably, take the arms by the side of the body, palms face up, and close your eyes, and we just rest here for a moment, letting your breath really lengthen and soften as you sink your body into the floor, letting go of everything physically and mentally, dropping into the stillness of this position. And feel free to stay here for as long as you like. One of the most restorative postures in the yoga sequence. But for me, I'm just going to now roll to the side and slowly sit up. And we'll come together into palms together, elevating up through your chest. And just take another smooth breath in and another smooth breath out. And gently opening your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope that you'll join us soon for another practice. Namaste.